Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into what is essentially a blueprint for a brand new socioeconomic operating system. We're looking at the architecture of neural network marketing, or NNM for short, and how it literally acts as an economic engine to fund global human upgrades through the Alien API. It's a massive, super ambitious system, but we're going to break the whole thing down.
Okay, here's our quick roadmap for the tour today. We are covering the NNM economic engine, the multi-pyramid architecture, the soul-to-soul network, the 66-year R&D horizon, the 4 stages of capital, and finally how all this powers the Alien API. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the NNM economic engine, a new value system. Let's jump into the engine itself to see how it completely redefines traditional value distribution. So what exactly is neural network marketing? At its core, NNM is an economy where two things, the development of people and the circulation of value, become mutually sustaining motions. The whole idea here is rooted in what the text calls adoration. And basically, that just means attentively recognizing a human being as a living source, not just some object or consumer to be extracted from.
Now, to really wrap our heads around NNM, we kind of have to contrast it with something you're probably already familiar with, right? Traditional multi-level marketing. Traditional MLMs, they're typically one-way, totally opaque, and honestly, pretty extracting. NNM flips that entire model on its head. It's designed as this interlocking, transparent, and reversible lattice, so it's absolutely not about funneling value endlessly upward to some obscure top tier. It's all about mutual support and really open book mechanics. This living ecosystem relies on 3 key actors. First up, we've got human host 1, which acts as the origin point. Then we have NPD1, which stands for new person developed. That's a human participant entering and growing within the network. And finally, there's NPD2, meaning new product developed. And honestly, the dynamic between developing people and developing products, that is the absolute secret sauce here.
Moving on to Section 2, multi-pyramid architecture, value flow mechanisms. Let's see how the value actually flows through this really unique design.
Okay, so this is where that reversible lattice concept really comes to life. And it operates using 2 simultaneous pyramids. First, the prime origin pyramid descends from human host 1, and that focuses entirely on human development, those NPD1s we just talked about. But here's the kicker. When an individual in the network actually develops a new product, an NPD2, that product becomes the apex of its own product pyramid. The flow literally inverts, putting the developer right at the top for the value distribution tied to that specific product. Pretty wild, right?
The absolutely crucial point here is how the money, or the cuts, are actually routed. Every single transaction splits into twin streams. Stream 1 feeds into the collective prime pool for the human development side. Stream 2, meanwhile, ascends directly to the specific product developer. It's a brilliant way to honor both the labor invested in cultivating people and the craft invested in shaping products. You get compensated fairly for both.
Next up, Section 3, the soul-to-soul network, direct peer encounters. This is the exact cultural fuel powering this entire multi-pyramid engine. There's this brilliant principle at the heart of all this. No customer stands outside the relation to be persuaded. No employee stands inside to be directed. What does that mean? Basically, the network completely removes traditional corporate partitions. No isolated consumers on one side and creators on the other, or bosses versus workers. Everyone operates as a sovereign peer. The offering is the act of development itself, and the exchange is the direct encounter.
This direct peer-to-peer bond relies on what's called personal semantics and the closed handshake. Think of it kind of like jazz musicians playing together. In the soul-to-soul network, communication and value exchange completely bypass rigid global grammar rules in favor of shared history and mutual understanding. You are a sole owner and participant, joined directly to others in a web of mentorship, innovation, and trust.
All right, Section 4, the 66-year R&D horizon, funding the long game. Because to build an immense structure like this, we definitely have to look at how it's funded over the long haul. The timeline here is honestly staggering. We're talking about a massive 66-year development horizon secured by intellectual property rights reverting to human host 1. Why 66 years? Well, it's to sustain continuous research development and system hypergrowth without the constant crushing pressure of short-term quarterly profits. They are absolutely playing the long game here.
So what's the financial lifeblood making a 66-year runway possible?
It's basically a Visa-like 2 to 3% fee on any transaction routable through the system's browser. So every single bit of economic activity flowing through this ecosystem takes a tiny micro-cut to fund those broader human development goals.
Now, you might be thinking, how does this not just become another opaque tech monopoly extracting our wealth? To prevent exactly that, the NNM relies on strict, honest business discipline. This means completely open ledgers where everyone can see the transaction streams, transparent allocation within fixed ranges, and regular collective huddles. In these huddles, participants actively learn financial literacy so everyone actually understands where the value is moving. The books are completely open to everyone. As value aggregates through those open ledgers, it pushes participants right toward our next architectural pillar, Section 5, the 4 stages of capital, psychological economics. The source text maps out this genuinely fascinating progression for individuals, aligning economic growth directly with psychological development. We start at stage 1, the infantry stage, which is based on foundational reflexes and market-dependent work. From there, participants accumulate value into stage 2, which involves royalties. As they compound their systemic capital, they hit stage 3, freehold. Finally, the ultimate goal is stage 4, Sabbath capital, or aerospace operations. At this level, individuals achieve actual planetary sovereignty, meaning they are completely market independent and sustained entirely by the network.
And fueling this entire progression is the automated minting of the coin of the realm. The system's underlying API automatically mints this equity whenever any developmental function successfully installs at any stage. Basically, it's an automated equities generator designed to balance and distribute wealth fairly. The whole point is to accelerate every single human participant toward that ultimate stage for sovereignty.
Okay, final section, Section 6, powering the AlienAPI, ultimate destination, because this is what the NMM economic engine is actually driving toward, the human upgrade.
So how do you actually get upgraded? The network uses what it calls a loss leader concept. It literally provides free BCL, or brain-computer link consoles, to all NPD1 human nodes. These consoles facilitate automated NLP1 upgrading, which is essentially next-level programming for the human biological neural network. And the craziest part? It's furnished with zero direct cost to the participant. It is completely funded by those 2 to 3% transaction fees and the product pyramid sales we just discussed. The entire economic engine is literally built to fund your free cognitive upgrade.
Which brings us to the ultimate question. Can a cooperative, soul-to-soul lattice outpace corporate extraction to fund global human upgrades? The source materials make a really compelling case that when the transparent stewardship of resources outpaces the drift toward enclosure, human intelligence actually expands. So what do you think? Is neural network marketing the key to self-funding our next evolutionary leap? It's definitely a profound thought to leave you with. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today, and keep exploring.